What's up? Welcome to the Pretty Decent Podcast, the podcast that barely meets expectations. My name is Javier, and I'll be your host. So relax, grab some snacks, and enjoy. All right, now let's get to the episode. What's up, people? Welcome back to Pretty Decent. This is episode 65. Woo! I know. This is honestly, it's a Wednesday. It's the middle of the week. And the only reason I'm doing it is because a lot of people were saying, Javi, why aren't you going to upload an episode this week? We need another episode. Plus, it's the 65th episode special. Come on, Javi. And then my plan was to record on Saturday. But I've really enjoyed, the process of sitting in front of the camera, behind the microphone, and just chatting it up with you guys. Chitty chat. I don't know where I was going with that, but anyway, welcome back, people. You know me, I'm your host. Here's the logo. We're not using it because it's broad daylight. Yeah, I'm one of those ring girls now. Welcome to the Pretty Decent Podcast. My name is Javier Sierra, and I'm your host. So relax, grab some. It's not even in the frame. You can't see my name in the thingy, but who cares? We're not gonna use it because of the reflection. Anyway, what's up, people? Happy Wednesday, happy Thursday if I managed to get this out on Thursday. Happy Friday. I don't know when this is coming out, but anyway, happy day, happy night. I hope you're having a great week. The summer is really summering lately. But yeah, a lot of things, that I want to talk about. And oh my God, for some reason, I hope I didn't break my microphone. But, so I had this plan for this episode. Actually, I had many plans for this episode. Originally, I was going to record it standing up, but I couldn't figure it out because, well, I can raise the camera to be at the same height, but I figured I look way too long, like vertically long, because there's no point of reference as to how tall I am because you can't see the table and you can only see like the microphone stand. And that made me very self-conscious as to like how tall people will think I am. And like, yeah, I had this whole like choreography plan that's like me walking in and be like, what's up, guys? Oh my God, are we doing the episode standing up today? And the reason why I wanted to do it standing up was because obviously training has ramped up this past few weeks and my hammies are very tight. And if I sit for too long, they get like ready to cramp up. And that's very uncomfortable. And, I wanted to stand up because I spend a lot of my day sitting down. So, kind of like a change of pace to, switch it up a little bit. And also like, I don't know, like I feel like if I'm standing up, I can do so many more things while I'm recording. So maybe I might play around a little bit, do some test runs with that further down the road. And also I had planned to start the episode with like, happy holidays, as to like make you guys believe that this episode is from the vault and that it was recorded during winter. But then I realized that I can't because there's a poster from the concert and and also my hair. So yeah, it wouldn't have worked out. So I figured I can't do it. And it would have been too many. Also the glasses, like so many things have changed I mean, I have my old glasses stored in my storage unit in my house, but I figured like so many things that I have to get, and I'm like, I'm not really feeling it. And also like, yeah, I just too many moving pieces, and I'm like, never mind. It was just whatever. But yeah, so honestly, like this episode is very out of the blue. I said earlier, it is because I am recording it because people just were asking for an episode, and I'm a man of the people. Like, if you guys tell me to do something, I'll do it. If you guys tell me to buy some, I don't know, some of that like rainbow jam, unicorn jam that I found at Walmart, I'll do it. If you want me to do a taste test, I'll do it. Like the content I make is for you guys. It's for your enjoyment. And if you're telling me that you're miserable without an episode of the podcast, then I'll listen to you guys. So yeah, and I also realized that I've been doing a bad job promoting the show on my Instagram. So today, because I don't want to clickbait you guys, I posted a story, and it was like, it said, I said like, PSA, I'm hopping into the studio today to record a new episode, and you might want to watch all of the episodes in season 2 so far. So, since episode 50 to episode 64, because it'll all wrap up. It's all been part of the lore, and it'll come to a conclusion in this episode. And now that I think about it, indirectly, I do address one thing about every single episode. So, you're going to have to find out, and you're going to have to revisit all the previous episodes so that you can understand this episode to the fullest. I'm kidding. I'm not going to be like Marvel Studios and do that to you. But I will give you a slight recap here and there of everything that has happened. And, before I get into my personal life and whatever shenanigan. Jesus. See, this is how I worked today. I worked today because my brain is dead at the moment. But before we get into my classic heavy shenanigans, I just want to tell you guys to subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow the podcast on Spotify. I'm working on getting it on Apple Podcasts. However, I don't want to make an Apple thingy account because I hate Apple. And rate the show. Go to Spotify, give your boy a solid 4 stars, 3.5. I'll take that. That's a passing grade. And yeah, share it with your grandma, share it with your grandpa. I know for some reason old ladies find me very attractive. So if you have a grandma out there and she's available, what up? No, I'm kidding. Or am I? No, but for real, any support is greatly appreciated. Follow the podcast on Instagram. But yeah, no, man, it's a lot of things have gone by. And last episode, if it weren't for the stupid technical difficulties that I had in the last episode, I wanted to talk about the whole Grimace thing, and like that has been all over the internet with like the shakes and all that stuff. And I don't know if I actually addressed it on last week's episode about my idea with the cold open with the Grimace shake, where I was just gonna like do like a review, and then like it was gonna cut to me in the corner. Now that I'm saying it, I think I did say it. If you haven't checked out episode 64, here's a little snippet. Pretty much I said that I wanted to grab the goddamn you train. Why? It's 7:30. Makes sense. But anyway, I was gonna, and then it was gonna cut to me in the corner, just like full of milkshake or whatever. But then I was like, I don't really feel like changing clothes and doing all of that, blah 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 blah. So didn't do it. No, but yesterday I was on my phone before heading to bed, like always. And I was on Reels. Yeah, I use Reels. I don't like TikTok, okay? Because TikTok is all sad stuff. And when I'm looking at videos, I don't want to get sad. I want to laugh, okay? But anyway, I was looking at Reels like an adult. Kids use TikTok. And this video of a girl was saying like, okay, the video started with a cartoon of Grimace, like all cute and adorable, asking like, why are people dying after drinking my milkshake? All I wanted to do was share my birthday with you guys. And then it cuts to this girl and she's just crying her eyes out, and she's like, guys, what we did to Grimace was so unfair. All he wanted to do was share his birthday with us. And like, now that you really think about it, that's okay. I know Grimace is an imaginary person. Okay, I know he's not real, but just social media is so weird because it really went like the whole thing was meant to be very wholesome if you really think about it, because McDonald's, and by the way, I'm not sponsored by McDonald's in any sort of way. Old Javi would have loved that because that would have been even fatter. But anyway, if you really think about it, the whole point of the milkshake was, and his meal and everything, was because he had the tradition, not me going into McDonald's lore, he had the tradition of going to McDonald's on his birthday. And then he wanted to share that with us. So, that's why they made the Grimace birthday meal and then the Grimace shake, right? All that stuff. And I will say, I loved the ads of, like you can see him grow up, and then like the little picture of him as a kid, like, and then like the ad was amazing. I will give props to that. And then like how the internet just turned it into like this twisted thing of like, when you drink the Grimace shake, you pretty much die. That's very, very sick and twisted. And it's like, I mean, pretty much McDonald's just said like, okay, like no more Grimace for the rest of our lives. Like on a tweet, they just said like Grimace was saying goodbye to us or something like that. And then someone replied to the tweet by saying like something along the lines of like, guys, we really like the whole thing with the shakes led to Grimace just like leaving for the rest of our lives. Obviously they used another word, but I'm trying to keep it PG. So just picture, leaving for the rest of our lives, and I don't know, man. It's just, I mean, I won't lie, like the videos were pretty funny, but, and I mean, any publicity, good or bad, is publicity regardless. So, McDonald's, I'm 100% sure their sales skyrocketed with all of the Grimace shakes, because it was like an easy way to blow up on the internet, just because like if you were creative enough and you made a video of like what happens after you drink the Grimace shake, and then like all that stuff, like makes sense, right? But yeah, I mean, I wanted to try it just because like I like food, and I'm very sad I didn't get to try it. But I'll miss you, Grimace. And it's pretty funny because when I was a kid, I used to be so scared of Grimace. Like I remember back home, I was probably like 5 or 6 years old, and my aunt would always take us to McDonald's, and Grimace would show up, like obviously the person in the costume, and I would just start crying because I was just so afraid of him, and I don't know why. And now I'm like sad because he left forever, and I'm sorry. No, but it's actually sad because like there was like, oh, and I know he's imaginary, whatever, But it's just like the whole idea of like, like there was a wholesome, they were trying to do something wholesome behind it. But anyway, not me getting like all emotional about like an imaginary thing from capitalist America. But yeah. And speaking of like getting all emotional, I have been seeing a lot on TikTok, sorry, Reels. Um, these videos of like people recording themselves, and like it's like a video of them like crying like, and then it's like it says like, this was me during the most traumatic experience, breakup, or blah 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 that I went through. And I'm like, why would you record yourself in like like if like you purposely set the camera there, and then you were like, you know what, let me record myself crying over, probably the most gut wrenching, lore making, that's all I have, dramatic event ever, just to get views on TikTok or Instagram, whatever. Like what kind of twisted mind do you have for you to be like that? Because like, okay, one thing is like you're sharing your story after the day or like a few days after it happened, like, perhaps you're spreading awareness of like toxic relationships or like this or that, or you're sharing like something with your family, like something that happened or something like that, right? But if you're like you can tell when it's for clicks and for views, and when it's actually like there's a good reason behind it, and like, like some people that actually put their stories out there to spread awareness. Like there was this video that I watched of someone that was saying like, oh, like I was almost a victim of like a serial killer in Chicago. And I'm like, bro, I was in Chicago like last Saturday. And then I started freaking out because I'm like, yeah, and then like someone like stitched itself like themselves to the video, like to continue, and they were like elaborating like, hey, like reach out to me because like I've been investigating on this person. I don't know if it's real or not, but like that type of stuff, like, yeah, that's fine, like that makes sense because you're spreading awareness of something that could perhaps save someone else's life. But if you're just putting yourself like doing that stuff of like, you're like, okay, I'm gonna set my camera at this angle where like the lighting, because like like if you were, okay, like if it were like you're planning to record this video with your partner, right? And like you're about to share this beautiful moment, and like you have like your camera like hidden because like you want to record it or whatever, and then they happen to be like, I'm trying to make a voice that won't say if it's a boy or a girl. I don't know how to do that because I'm not a voice actor, but pictures like either the boy or the girl saying like, hey, I don't think we should do this anymore, blah blah blah, like I need some space, whatever, right? And then like they end up breaking up or something like that, and then you happen to be recording when all of that happened, and then like you can, once they leave, then like you show your reaction, and then you're like crying because you're like, oh my god, blah, blah, blah. But even then, like I feel like that would still be way too personal and vulnerable, and like I get it, you're probably saying like, Javi, you're such a hypocrite because you put so much of yourself out there on the internet, and that's not true. Well, it's to an extent it is true, but I like make sure to not share a lot of the very, very, very personal, intimate things, unless it's like happened like what, a year or two ago, but nothing like recent. Like I don't even know if I talked about me getting blackmailed. I think I just kind of like tiptoed over it around the time that it happened, but I never really like elaborated on it because it's to this day it's still somewhat like triggering in the sense of like it's scary. It was very scary. So I'm not gonna even talk about it. But like just in the sense of like putting yourself out there that much, it's like you still gotta keep some of your own things to yourself, even if you're like putting yourself out there on social media. Like I'm not telling you what you should do and what you shouldn't do. I'm just giving you a warning or like some advice as to like make sure you still keep some of yourself to yourself and not share every little single bit of your life out there, because you never know who could like take advantage of that or something like that. Or I feel like when you put yourself out there in the internet, you come across the possibility of getting, I don't know if bullied is the word, but like hate comments for no, like there's always haters and there's always gonna people that are gonna comment. People always have something to say about something, whether it's good or bad. So it's like something you have to learn to live with it. And yeah, just like like I'm not, I'm just giving you some advice, okay? Because I've been doing this for we're going into 2 years now, which kind of impressive because normally I would have given up by now, but I would have probably given up by episode 10, old me. But we keep it going, but yeah, you just just like kind of like making sure I want you guys to take care of yourself, because that's in the end that's what matters. That's what should matter the most every time, is just your well-being, whether it's physical, emotional, mentally, whatever. But yeah, so yeah, man, I don't know what the heck is going on with those videos of like people like crying like that, because like don't get me wrong, like if I were to document like the lowest of the low that I'm going through, is to like, because I'm someone that likes to revisit my past and look at myself how I used to be of like like a year ago or something like that, or when I was going through something very traumatic, but I won't share it to the world, because like it's something very intimate and personal to me. Maybe I could talk about it and like leave a lot of stuff out, but like, because I mean, this is kind of pretty much what the podcast is. It's just like a video diary of my life. So yeah, I don't know. I just want you guys to like take care of yourself with what you're putting out there, because it's so easy for it to get misconstrued, or people take advantage of it, or like just you're subject to criticism whether you like it or not. So just trying to spread awareness out there for what it is to be in the internet and so out there. Okay, so you're probably wondering, Javi, how are you gonna tie up 15 episodes with, how long have we been recording? 20 something minutes with 40 minutes to go? Well, my beautiful listener, by the way, me calling you beautiful is not me flirting, okay? You are beautiful. If you're a dude, boy, you're beautiful. If you're a girl, you're beautiful, okay? I stopped because I'm like singing What Makes You Beautiful in my head. Yeah, I'm making sure that I'm quoting it right. But anyway, yeah, you're beautiful. You're so beautiful. Oh my God. But anyway, let's see. Because I don't want to just go down like every single episode and like how we're tying it up to what's coming up in the future. But pretty much lately, okay, well, first of all, I have to address something. It's kind of scary to see that all of the social media people that I follow and like I used to grow up with are growing up and getting older, because that means that I'm also getting older, and that's freaking me. I'm sorry, mom, for this word. That's freaking me the fuck out. Like, it's so scary. Like, PewDiePie just is a dad. His baby was born. By the way, I love the name Bjorn. Bjorn. Every time I think of a Swedish word, I think of this meme that it's like a picture of like a lock screen with some messages, and it's like the anxiety, depression, and then Scandinavian unicorn. Would you like to touch my horn? I don't know. It always gets me. It always gets me. But yeah, PewDiePie is now a dad. Logan Paul is getting married, and yes, I watch Logan Paul. I grew up watching Logan Paul. Sue me, okay? I know he's controversial, but still. Anyway, some of the Sidemen. If you don't know who the Sidemen are, this like group of YouTubers from the UK. Simon got married. Vicstar is getting married. Ethan is getting married. Ethan's a dad. It's like so crazy that everyone is like, I'm a freaking uncle, and like, I just, yesterday was the anniversary. As of this recording, yesterday was the anniversary of me starting my big boy job, and it's been a year now, and it's just like, man, like where has the time gone? And then I'm turning 23 in like 70 something days, and I'm just like, boy, like, and this is just getting started. Like, I am 1 year old when it comes to being an adult. And I don't know why I feel like I should know everything by now, but I don't know jack shit. I don't know anything at all. And it's just freaking scary because I have to do this all on my own. And I'm like, bro, like, I hate it that now it's like pay to play. You know how like, my free trial is over? Now it's like pay to live. And I'm like, okay, for comedic reasons, this is a joke, okay? Okay. All right? Okay. But knowing that it's pay to live, sometimes I'm like, is it really worth it to keep living and paying for all of these things? Like, bro, like, taking care of a car is expensive. Kevin is my car. Kevin is so needy, bro. Like, I had to take him to get the checkup today. I'm talking like he's my baby. Well, he is. I love Kevin. We've been through so much together. And also, I'm going to address the name Kevin because apparently, and this is just a stigma in society, like apparently people have issues with me naming my car Kevin, because apparently you can only name a car with a female or a girl's name. And it just makes you think that there is this history of people objectifying women. And I'm not cool with that. I don't know why people have, and this, I feel like people have issues with every little thing I do. I listen to Harry Styles, people think I'm gay. I listen to Louis Tomlinson, people think I'm gay. I listen to Taylor Swift, people think I'm gay. I'm like, bro, like, it's just music. Deal with it. I name my car Kevin. People are like, why did you name your car after a dude? And I'm like, bro, Kevin is just a name. Okay, like, it doesn't mean anything. I just find it funny because the name Kevin is so dumb. If you're named Kevin, I love you. But Kevin is just such a random name. Like, what's the history behind the name Kevin? Okay, like, I name everything in my life Kevin. My baby Yoda back home, his name is Kevin. What else have I named? Kevin, I feel like Kevin is just like a state of mind, like, you gotta feel Kevin to be just Kevin, it doesn't even sound like a real name when you say it so often. Kevin, 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 Kevin. It doesn't sound like anything. But anyway, yeah, like, people just have issues with me just liking what I like, like, people have issues with me going to the movies alone. Apparently, if you're single, yeah, if you can't go to the movies and do stuff by yourself, you can't take yourself to a nice restaurant, you can't take yourself to a nice coffee shop, you can't go to a basketball game alone, like what else? Yeah, I don't know. And it's just like, it's frustrating because, and I know I went on this rant last episode with like the whole thing of like me always like the whole music thing. No, this was when I talked about the concert. And I'm just like, because it's true. Like I'm not saying that I'm gonna do stuff to please other people, but the whole thing of like, you know, only certain people can listen to a certain type of music. It's like, why? Like who determines that? Like me, the reason I gravitate to the artists I gravitate to is because I always tend to gravitate towards artists with lyrics that have some sort of meaning, and like I can relate to the lyrics, or the lyrics kind of like share a message that I can't put into words, if that makes sense. Or just the music is fucking good, okay? Apparently people have such a big issue with that. But then like it's contradicting when like you have people coming at you, especially dudes, right? Coming at you for, they're like, bro, like, why are you listening to Harry Styles? That's for girls. Or like, are you gay or something like that? And I'm like, bro, it's just music. Like, I like it. Deal with it, like. So you're telling me, and I always get into this argument. I'm like, so you're telling me that if I listen to Harry Styles, I'm gay, but if I listen to a girl singing, I'm also gay. But if I glorify a rapper, that's not gay, and he is a dude. It doesn't really make sense. Like, you're contradicting yourself. And this is just like frustrating because I'm like, are you so insecure about your masculine? I'm talking about dudes, right? Are you so insecure about your masculinity that you're projecting it on me? Because I'm like, I know where I am, like I know who I am as a person. And it's to me, it's not frustrating when they bring it up. It's frustrating when they bring it up every so often. And I'm like, bro, it's just music. Like, I don't know. It's just, anyway, because I don't know. Like, I don't, I'm flustered now. I'm rattled. But yeah, it's just, I don't even know where I was going with this. Because, okay, like if I don't know if I've ever talked about this, but when I went to the Harry Styles concert, I bought some shoes, okay, and the shoes, yes, they're colorful. They are, they're meant to represent how if you're looking on a map and you put like the temperature thing, and it has like the green, the yellow, the orange, the blue, all that stuff, like the temperature scale, right? It's supposed to signify that. But every time I show them to someone, they're like, are those the shoes for Pride Month? And I'm like, not that there's an issue with those shoes. Like, there's no, I generally have no issue. Sometimes those shoes actually look cool, but, I'm not part of that community. So I'm not gonna, but I'm like, bro, the shoes don't signify, like, and it's just frustrating because as much as I try not to let what other people say and think affect what I do, it does like get into my head, because like I'm someone that, okay, it's not that I'm looking like for a partner everywhere I go, but if that's like the first thing that people think when they see them, and the first thing that they think is not, oh, sick, those shoes look cool as hell, because I love the shoes. I love the way they look. I feel like I've never had shoes that are that colorful, and I feel like I can't really wear them because I feel like just people look for the wrong reasons. And I'm not saying that look like being part of the LGBTQ plus community is a wrong thing. Okay, because I know people always take everything out of context. I'm saying like it's not that's not what the shoes signify. And like I don't know. You know what I'm trying to say. And it's just like it's so frustrating because like it does like it people's opinions always end up affecting a little bit of what I do, regardless of what I say. So yeah, I don't know. It's so frustrating because even like I hate when people just make assumptions without knowing, because I know I was someone that struggled with that a lot. Like I would always make assumptions of people without knowing or talking to them. And I feel like that happens with a lot of people around me before they know me. Because we never really know why someone is the way they are if we don't know their entire background as to why they are the way they are. Like when I'm meeting someone and I'm trying to get personal with them, I explain to them that I'm a very caring person because that's just the way that I was raised. I'm the third child out of four, and I went through a lot of things growing up, and it just made me change my perspective in like how I see people and how I treat them. I moved to the States and pretty much have been on my own for almost 5 years now. Yeah, I'm wrapping up 5 years now. And, like it really puts into perspective why I do the things that I do. And like people don't really know why, like, I don't know. Like I always keep going to music. I don't know. Music lately has been in my head a lot lately, but like it's just very frustrating because like people are judging a book based on its cover, and that's not something that you should be doing. And if you're at fault at that, I just want you to take a good look in the mirror and ask yourself, would you like someone to do that to you? Because I know that's something that I had to work on for the longest time. It took me a lot of time. And then I realized, like, no one really cares what I do. Like, I could do something stupid and then no one would bat an eye. But anyway, I don't know where I was going with this, but I know how I got down this road. I was talking about the creators growing up and then me growing up. But yeah, because like, a lot of people around me are getting married, and now I'm just like I got invited to this wedding in September, and I'm like, I got a +1, and I just like, it's so difficult to like nowadays want to start something with someone, and like I'm trying, but it's just so complicated because I feel like there's just, from previous experiences, I feel like there's always like already just like an assumption made on me, and then that gets to my head, and then I'm just like overthinking everything I do. And it's just, I don't know, like, because I like the idea of meeting someone and like, getting to know them and getting personal with them and like doing stuff together. And because I like meeting new people and I like learning new things about myself and like learning new things that I don't know, like, what have I learned from meeting new people? I don't know. I mean, this past Saturday, I learned that Chicago traffic is atrocious, and I hate it with my entire existence. It's the worst. I hate it. But it was fine because I was with someone that I was getting to know, and that made it, not as bad. It made it somewhat enjoyable. And it's just like, like that type of thing of like getting to know someone and like just, like kind of like picking their brain, because everyone thinks different, and I like learning how different people think, because it's funny, because like, I have a completely different background, which is pretty obvious, like I was born in a different country. But even within the states, even within just like the state of Illinois and different cities and stuff, like people think in different ways, just because like just like the towns they were raised and stuff like that. And I find that very intriguing. Like I feel like if I weren't an engineer, I probably would have gone either into something in like the entertainment business, or something in anthropology or sociology, because like that's just something I like, learning about cultures and people and like thoughts and different religions, and just like exposing myself to the world, because the way that I see it, I'm a citizen of the world. So deep. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's crazy, because like I feel like everyone is just like, I know that I'm growing, like, and going through life, and like expanding on like myself and like what I want to do and all that stuff. But no, seeing how much everyone is also growing makes me feel like I'm stuck and I'm not making any progress, which is something I know I shouldn't be doing, because we all grow at different rates, and there's no set path on life, and I should be applying what I learned running, and the whole thing of like, you can't compare yourself to other people. You can only really compare yourself to your past self. So that's something you should really think about. I don't know, man. It's just so many things, bro. Like I'm looking over all of like the names of the episodes, and because I'm trying to, like, literally the only reason I'm doing this episode is for you guys, because I already covered all of the talking points, but I kind of want to talk more. You know what? Let's address. Oh, okay. I don't think I mentioned this, but the weekend that I watched Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, if you haven't watched that movie, masterpiece. Great. Amazing. I was driving back home at night from the movies, and I was just like having a blast. The movie, I was listening to the soundtrack, I remember. And where I live, you hop off the highway. Normally the route that I take to go home, don't worry, I'm staying safe, so I won't tell what highway it is or anything like that. But I get off the highway, and then I go into like a back road. And when you hop off the highway, you got to make a left turn to get into the back road. And I'm like, I make my left turn, and like I'm going through, and then it's pitch black. Like, obviously I have my lights on, but I can't see jack shit. And all I see, like, so I turned on like I don't know why I flicked it like this, but I turned on for like the extra lights to go up, and I just see a raccoon, and I'm like, no, and I'm like swerving, trying to avoid hitting it, and I just feel the car go, and I'm like, I turned off the music, and I'm like, no. I felt so bad. I started crying, because Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 just destroyed me with the whole thing of Rocket and like the raccoons and all that stuff. And knowing that I had killed a raccoon mere minutes after watching that movie, I was just destroyed. I'm like, why, James Gunn? Why did you let this happen? This raccoon was just an innocent raccoon. And I was just driving, and the saddest thing was that the Dog Days Are Over was playing when I ran over the raccoon. I felt so bad, and then I was just like, he won't be able to go back to his family. It's like, and then I got homesick because I haven't seen my family in a while. So I'm like, and now I miss my family even more. Because what if they were the raccoon and someone, like someone's waiting at home for them and someone just kills them, like, because I'm an empath, okay? Like, what can I do? But that was just, it was, like, I always say, like, my life is like a comedy because the most random stuff always happens to me. And it's like, it was like someone wrote it. Sometimes I feel like I'm in the Truman Show. Like, someone might say something like way out of pocket, and then I just look to like an imaginary camera. We've all seen those TikToks at the imaginary camera, and we're like, huh? Like we're Jim in The Office or something like that. And sorry, Reels, not TikToks. We're adults. We use Reels. We get our TikToks 2 weeks later. Oh, I know what I want to talk about. Threads. Okay. Can we all address the elephant in the room and the fact that Threads just copied and pasted Twitter? And it's crazy to know that over 40 mil, no, not 40 million. I want to say by now I think it's like more than 3 million users are using Threads. Let me see. Go to google.com and then we put how many users. Oh, here we go. Threads, 100 million people? What the fuck? Bro, nah. Twitter disclosed it had 237.8 million daily users last July, 4 months before Elon Musk bought the company and took it private. What, bro? And okay, like, I feel like pretty soon Meta or Facebook or whatever you want to call it is going to take over the social media world, where pretty much with Threads they're just going to get Twitter out of business, and eventually there's going to be this update on Instagram where it's going to merge everything, and it's just going to be this one like conglomerate app where it's going to be like Threads with Facebook with Instagram all in one. Because, Instagram pretty much stole from Snapchat the stories, right? And now it has Reels. So it stole from TikTok. And then like it made its own Twitter. Eventually, you best believe they're going to find a way. If there's enough users, because I'm assuming it'd be pretty stupid if you don't link your Instagram to Threads. Because I don't link my Facebook to my Instagram, because who uses Facebook? Old people. I know my parents use it. They're old. They're older than me, so that's fair. But I don't use Facebook. I haven't opened Facebook in over 2 years. I want to say more. The only reason I opened it was to clear off the notifications, and I just uninstalled it recently. But like, it'd be pretty stupid if you can't use the same username on Instagram and Threads. So just, I don't know. Like, I have a feeling that Threads is going to take over Twitter, and then Twitter will stop existing. Because Twitter, like, I feel like it just keeps going down, because like all of like you have to pay to how many tweets you want to be able to see and stuff like that. Because like if you don't pay for Twitter Blue, I think it's called, you can only look at 600 tweets, but if you 600 tweets a day. But if you pay for Twitter Blue, then you're able to, I think it's like 6,000 or 600,000 or something like that. But even then, like, I don't even go through 100 tweets a day, because it's just like I get pretty bored. And I don't know, like, Threads, I don't know. I don't, like I'm already pretty skeptical about having Instagram. The only reason I still have Instagram is because that's like the one of the ways that I use to communicate with people, because I don't like to give out my phone number just like that. Um, okay, we're good. Um, so like I use Instagram to communicate with people, and I feel like I've met a lot of cool people through Instagram, and I mean, yeah, the most recent person I met, that's how we started talking. And then I feel like we gained each other's trust, and then, the phone number. But, it's also like the main way that I use to promote myself and the podcast and running and all that stuff. So I don't know. It's just, I don't know. Like, I never really liked Twitter. Sometimes the memes are pretty good. But then I see the memes on Instagram. So see, even then, like, I don't know, because I saw like a meme on Instagram about a meme about threads using Twitter memes. So it was just so meta, and not in the sense of Facebook meta, but like meta in the sense of like bruh. So it was just crazy because it's just like, it was a thread. Wait, let me see how it was. It was a screenshot of a tweet put in threads explaining about the meme, and then an Instagram post about the meme, about the post on threads about the screenshot of the Twitter tweet. If you're able to get that, you're a real G. But it was just like, I don't know. It's like, I don't really trust. It's just everything is out in the internet, and like I go on YouTube and like I get like these ads from like sponsored, obviously, like, ads from the creators with someone else, and it's about like these apps. I think it's called like Aura or something like that, and it's like we pay for the service, and like they look everything about you and like make sure that your information is safe. But even then, like if they're able, isn't that also scary, knowing like you can put your information on a site and then they can look into all of that, and they say like, oh yeah, but it's like super protected and stuff like that, and like no one can break into and steal your information and stuff. But I'm like, technically they can themselves, and use another name or something and sell your information. Like, who says they're not doing that? Like, they're not contractually obligated to do so. Like, do you read all of the fine words, the little words, and when you agree to the terms and conditions? No, not even I do that, and I'm paranoid as hell. So you best believe no one else does. I actually met one person that does, and I'm like, yeah, we're not the same, bro. But yeah, I mean, I guess I kind of like covered all of the episodes a little bit. We have raccoons, me getting married, even though I will say an update on my dating life. It's definitely going somewhere. I hope somewhere good, because they're pretty awesome. But yeah, I'm just going to leave it there. That's all I'm going to say, because I don't want to jinx myself, because they're pretty awesome. And let's see, we talked about the Louis Tomlinson concert a little bit. We talked about babies from the last episode. We talked about, well, I kind of did talk about running, about, well, training picked up and me wanting to do it standing up based because of running, makes sense. Trips, flowers, and love triangles. I don't know where the love triangles came from. Flowers, well, I bought flowers on Saturday for the second time ever, which is kind of like good, I guess. Fears, intrusive thoughts, and my stupid brain. Well, we know that I'm pretty dumb as hell, so every episode we cover that episode. I just had the most traumatizing month. Well, that was when I got blackmailed, and we're not going to talk about that. until 2025. So if you guys want to hear it, it'll be in 2025. So you better, if the podcast dies before that, it's your fault. Because if you want to hear about me getting blackmailed, you have to wait 2 years. It's in the vault, man. I actually do have an episode where I covered it, but it's in the vault. And by vault, I mean in my hard disk, which is external. So it's not in this laptop. Third wheeling, but quantum. Oh, yeah. Lately, I've been hanging out with more couples, and I realized that I can't really be like, it's only a few couples that I can be a third wheel around. And that's when it's like I get along with both partners, both individuals, where I can have like a normal conversation with both of them, and I don't need to have either, like, it could be just me with one of them and the other person's not in the room. I don't need to be talking with both at the same time. And lately I've discovered, it's only a handful. And considering pretty much everyone around me is dating someone, it's only a few people that I could consider myself like, I'm comfortable being a third wheel in this, like I'm like an adult, and well, two of them are coworkers. Well, yeah. I'm trying to find a way to say it, but I'm pretty tired, so I can't really. I'm tired at 8 p.m. That's how you know it's a work night. But yeah, man, like, obviously my parents don't count because I love hanging out with them. But yeah, it's just a few people that I can actually like stick around and being third wheel with them. Okay, let's see. Another Valentine's Day episode. Well, this year's Valentine's Day was a freaking mess that led to more trauma. And then I kind of recovered from it, and like we're doing good. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of like, yeah. I mean, everything happens for a reason, man. The butterfly effect. The Bachelor is stupid. I love it. Well, update on that. I did not finish The Bachelor because I got tired of Zach. And then I found out who didn't win because she's now in the Bachelorette. So, and then episode 51, I ran a marathon. Yeah, that was, well, I mean, update on the marathon. I have to sign up for the marathon before August 1st so that the price doesn't increase, and then I have to start planning where I'm going to stay because it's a few hours from where I live, so I'll probably stay the night there, like the weekend, and then come back on Sunday so that I can go to work on Monday. But hey, we're taking a trip. We're going back to Louisiana, baby. We're going back to NOLA. We're going back to New Orleans. Let's go in August. Millie rocking. We're going back to where we made history with the first marathon. Dance session. Actually, I've been looking at on Amazon for one of those backpacks that is like, it's like a carry-on, but it's also a backpack because I don't want to pay for luggage. So it's going to be my personal item. And I'm only going for like 3 days because it's my cousin's graduation. So, we're going to go support. Hit the dab like it's 2016. And I'm cringing. But, yeah. And then obviously we have the trip for the marathon, which is just a driving distance, so it's fine. Taking a road trip this Sunday up to Six Flags, which that should be also fun because it's my first time going to Six Flags. So that will be pretty fun as fuck. That's fuck. Oh, I had not realized how cringy I get when I'm tired. And then the pretty decent non-denominational holiday special. Well, kind of started the episode with this one, and then a pretty decent ending. Honestly, man, I was curious as to how I was 6 months ago. I was gonna say 12 months ago. 6 months ago, and I watched the episode 50, and man, I thought I had gone through a lot those first 6 months, but the first 6 months in 2023 said, wait a minute, hold my beer. I just referenced a 2012 meme. But no, that ass. Like 2023 said, wait a minute. I'm going to show you what trauma actually is. And I'm going to make sure you go through some lore and some plot. Because my boy, I don't know why you deserve it, but you definitely deserve to go through all of this traumatic experiences. But hey, I kind of want to have more guests. I feel like, yeah, I had a lot of guests in the last 6 months of 2022. And I don't know why I'm talking like this is the end of Pretty Decent. It isn't. I'm feeling very like nostalgic because like a lot of good things. The only reason I'm getting like so self-conscious with everything that is going on around my life is just because I'm starting to hit a stride with my life in the sense of like I'm happy with where I am, and I feel like things are finally going the way I want them to go, but I'm also at peace if things don't go the way that I want them to go, if that makes any sense. Like I feel like after all of the things that I've gone through in the past 6 months, I feel like I'm more comfortable with the uncomfortable of growing up and going through things. And like obviously navigating the whole social media world and, you know, navigating like the criticism and like people always having an opinion and stuff. And I can't really judge people for criticizing because I'm a critic myself. The podcast is a platform to criticize things. So, you know, it's kind of like not double-handed, but like contradictory because I do criticize a lot of things. But I feel like I was going to justify my criticism, but then I'm like, well, I can't really say this because, I mean, it's fine if we all have our own opinion, right? Like, that's okay. What I'm trying to get at is more of in the sense of like, you know, you got to know how to say what you're saying, how to say what you're thinking without sounding like an asshole, you know, or like without just like disrespecting an entire community of people, you know, which is something that I've had to like learn how to navigate because it's just with everyone getting canceled for good reasons. Like, for example, the whole thing with like I think her name is Miranda. Miranda sings with like the whole ukulele thing. If you saw it it was everywhere on YouTube and on Instagram and stuff. If you're in touch, if you're chronically online like your boy, and all of his social media is you know, from YouTubers and stuff, like the whole thing of like her apology video, which, you know, with every good reason, she should have, like, she got canceled for being pretty much a PEDO, not a pedestrian, but, you know, and then how she tried to do her apology with like a song and stuff like that. And like the memes are funny with the whole thing. Like every time it's like the YouTube thumbnail says, "I'm sorry" or something, and like the first frame, and it puts a picture of like Shrek and Shrek 2 trying to like accommodate like the camera and stuff. And I'm like, bro, like that's so true. Like every time it's like that. Like the Logan Paul apology video is like that. The Miranda Sings is like that. David Dobrik was like that. I think the fact that I know this name, the whole Tati and James Charles thing is also like that. I swear, I do it to myself by now. But it's just because I'm chronically online. What do you want me to say? Like, it's the first one that came to mind. But anyway, um, yeah, like, I don't know. It's just like, I don't even know where I was going with all this. Sorry. My shorts. My very short shorts. I'm gonna end the episode with this thing, with this story from last week. Um so yesterday, no, not yesterday. So last Friday, I was grocery shopping. And also, I got heat for doing groceries on a Friday night. Because, so I posted the story of me telling the story, which I'll get to the story in a bit. But my cousin, like, she replies to my story and she tells me, like, why are you doing groceries on a Friday night? Like, everything is picked out by then. And I'm like, well, I normally don't do groceries on Friday night. I do that on the weekends, but I have plans to go on a date on Saturday, so I can't pick out my groceries on the weekend because I know I'm gonna be too tired on Sunday to go, and I can't go on Saturday. And I was also like, also I don't pick out vegetables. Do I look like someone that eat fresh vegetables? I eat frozen broccoli. That's the only vegetable I eat because I cook for running in a budget, and also it doesn't go bad. So I'm like, every now and then I buy a tomato if I want to make some salsa or something like that for like with chips or whatever. But anyway, so I went grocery shopping and I was wearing what I'm wearing right now. I think I can show my fit. Okay. So as you can see, I'm wearing a gray hoodie and some running shorts, which are not like that short. Like, like I'm out of frame. It's so hard to okay. They're somewhat short, and like you can see my tan lines from running, but hopefully you somewhat heard what I was saying. But yeah, they're like 5-inch seam shorts, so they're short shorts, long enough for my phone to fit in my pocket. And I'm minding my own business in Walmart, just listening to music because I don't like interacting with people when I'm doing groceries. So I'm just pushing my cart, down the hall. And like I feel someone tapping on my shoulder, and I turn around and it's this old couple. And disclaimer, I live in like a farm town in Illinois. Like, it doesn't get more conservative than this town. Well, I'm pretty sure there are more conservative towns, but it's a pretty conservative town. And so I turn around and like this old person is like, excuse me, sir. Obviously, this is my old person voice. They didn't talk like this. This is for comedic reasons. Excuse me, sir, but your shorts are too short. Okay, I can't do it. I can't do it seriously with this voice. But pretty much they were saying like my shorts are too short, and something about like, oh, only ladies are supposed to wear shorts that short, blah 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 blah. And my immediate reaction, because I was having not the best day, so my head went to like fight mode. I was like, oh, I'm sorry, sir. Do you want them? Like, I can take them off right now because I was wearing like running briefs, which are not that long. Or they're shorter than the shorts because, if I'm going to wear short shorts, I'm going to show off my legs. So I was like, oh, like in my head, I'm like, I can take them off. And like, I have shorter shorts underneath if that's okay with you. And like, you can take them yourself. And then, like, since you don't want me wearing them, maybe it's because you want to wear them. But since I'm a respectful individual and I'm a guest in this country, I was like, oh, thank you for your opinion. And I just smiled, gave him a thumbs up, and walked away. And then I'm like I started laughing because I'm like, why? Why? Like, like I'm not harming anyone with my short shorts. I'm a runner, okay? Like I have all of my shorts are pretty short. I have a few that are a little bit longer than these, but all of my running shorts are short because it's so that my leg can move. And like if you have an issue with me wearing short shorts, like cry about it. I don't care. Like and I don't get it. Like is it because he was intimidated by my my incredible physical appearance that he was afraid that his wife would be enticed by my physical appearance and the immense magnitude of my calves? Perhaps. Probably it was that. So he just felt intimidated and he was just feeling insecure about his masculinity. I don't know. But again, it's conservative Illinois. Everyone here wears jeans all the time. Even I do, because I hate wearing shorts. I only like wearing shorts if I know I'm not going to see someone, because I know like my legs are like, and like I don't want it to be like the main focus, like everyone's like, oh my God, like your legs are so big. And I'm like, so whatever, I've just been running for like 3 years. No biggie. But yeah, so I figured I'd end with that story. Anyway, we're going to wrap it up right there. Thank you guys. 65 glorious episodes of Pretty Decent, excluding the holiday special, the World Cup specials, and the other few bonus episodes I have. But 65 beautiful episodes of Pretty Decent. And I just want to thank you guys for being with me this whole time. If you've been a day oneer, thank you. If you hopped in the middle of the journey, thank you so much. This is just getting started. We're the next Joe Rogan experience. You best believe we're going to make it to 3,000 episodes till I die. Till I die. It'd be kind of sad if I died before 3,000 episodes. But till I die, I'm going to keep making episodes for you guys. But even if I have a family, the family will be in the podcast. Yeah. If I have a girlfriend, I don't know if I would have her in the podcast unless she's comfortable with it. But even then, like, I don't really like diving into my personal romantic life if it's going somewhere good. If it's bad, you best believe I'll be out here. Actually, I might talk about some of the bad stuff that I've like, obviously it's in the past. Like I make comedy out of like the bad things that happen in my life. So I might talk about a little bit of that soon. But anyway, thank you guys so much. I love y'all. Take care. Enjoy the summer. Hug your family. Tell them you love them. Tell your friends you love them. Who cares if they're a guy? If you're a guy and you love your friends, tell them. I'm tired of this whole stigma of like, oh, men can't have feelings. Men can't cry. And I'm like, bro, I cry whenever I feel like crying. Anyway, thank you guys so much. I appreciate all the support. And thank you for giving me an hour every day. I love you so much. And with this, we wrap up episode 65. Peace.